Right, this is a plan, the latest master plan. February 2023. And I'm hoping the weather's going to start warming up a little bit. And get this thing ready a little bit. So I've had a bit of a tidy up. Just get a bit of a state out here. Right, so what I want to do, my first video, I think I said this engine's been neglected in the past. So I've already done a lot of work to it, but I want to continue. I want to continue just general maintenance, but a little bit more advanced than just general. I want to do another compression test on it, because the first compression test was with a crap adapter. So I don't think I got very good results. So the results were a little bit on the low side, and it was also a cold test as well. So I got between 145 and 165 psi per cylinder across the 6 cylinders. So I was hoping around about a more, 180, 190 really. So I'm thinking about doing that. So what I'll do is run the engine up first, get it up to temperature, and then of course it means getting that inlet manifold off. Using a gimbal here, I'm just getting used to it. So that's the other thing. I've upped my game a little bit with my camera. I was using my phone, but that was all sorts of problems. It was giving me all sorts of getting text messages and phone calls coming through while I was actually recording, so that wasn't very good. So I got myself a nice little camera with a little microphone on it, so hopefully the video quality will be a lot better. So basically, yeah, run the engine up to temperature, get it warm, get it hot. Take the inlet manifold off. Before the inlet manifold comes off, I need to take that strut out across there, that brace bar. It's fairly easy. I think it's little 6mm bolts. There's a couple of star drives in there as well. So you take all those out, slide it one way, and then it slides out the other way, if you see what I'm saying. And then once you've got that out, you can get your hand around the back for the infamous 10mm nut that you've got to get off to get that manifold off. So it's actually a 10mm nut, and it holds wiring loom on. And then under the 10mm nut, I think is a 13mm, which actually is used as a fixing for the back of the manifold. And then you've got these, hold on, let me see if I can, so then you've got these bolts here, look. I think there's 4 there. There's another 2. So these are little, again 6mm I think they are, 6 with an 8mm head. So they got to come out. So I'm just going to start by taking that out first. Across there, that strut bar, the brace bar, whatever they call it. $10mm reflexy head. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So that's one of these threaded bolts. It's a 13mm bolt with a 10mm thread on the end of it. and there's a little metal bracket that holds your wiring loom onto that thread, onto the 10mm thread. So I just wanted to get that off in preparation. So because I started this thing since last November, I think it was October. I saw on this thing last October, yeah, so I haven't been started since then. So what I like to do is turn the engine over on the starter motor until I got oil pressure, and that way I know I've got oil right around the engine before I fire it up. So easiest way I found of doing it is to remove the fuel relay. So there, I've marked it up FR, look, fuel relay. I've already checked the oil. Starter motor's playing up, I think it's on its way out. Might be because I keep doing this. Well, I don't keep doing it. I only do this when it's been stood up for a few months. So yeah, that starter motor's not healthy, is it? Let's be honest. And the minute I see that oil light go out, I'll fire it up. There you go. Right, relay can go back in, fire it up, get up to temperature. Right, at the temperature, nice and hot. There's a few things I've got to take off first to get this off. Unplug these throttle body connections. I think I might leave the MAF. I think I might try and disconnect from here. So there's a few vacuum hoses. So this is the first one, I think. That can come off. Get that out of the way. Idle control valve around the back, I've unplugged that already. The vacuum hose there. Couple of clips. Electrical clips. That's maybe a chance to try these out. Probably crap. Not bad actually, not bad. We can get them off again. 12 quid. That'd do. That one off, get away. Spin that. What else have we got? We've got this clip here. I can get that off. stay on. I think so. Let's get that 13mm around the back. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. I've got to think about this. Plays with the old noggin. It's in such an awkward area. So I've got the 10mm off, you saw that earlier. I'll try and get these 13 off now, which is like a little clamp. Clamps down the manifold at the back. It is a bit awkward. Actually, there's a breather there that can come off. Loose. I think now it's just these. See how we do. Stinks of fuel. We can now get these HT leads out, I think. Spark plug out. Pretty good. just over 200, just over. Yeah, 200. Just over 200 again. And again, just over 200. So this is making out of a difference. That's 205.10. Just under 200 this time. Yeah, 190 again on 6. So yeah, the reason for doing this, like I said earlier, when I first bought this thing, you know, I've been learning all along. I don't really know that much about engines, but because this was a toy, and you know, I wanted to. So basically, what I did was a cold compression test when I first bought this. When I first started looking at this, taking it apart, I realised the thermostat had seized in the shut position. It had been overheating, and as a result, the inside of the engine is all cooked on black oil. So I was just a little bit worried about what damage might have occurred to the engine. I did a compression test, but it was a cold compression test, which meant the results were a little bit lower than what I was expecting. Hence why I'm doing it again now. So what I'm doing is taking the opportunity just to check all the spark plug gaps. This nifty little tool I bought off the bay. So it should be around about 1.3 mil. I've already done this when I put them in just over a year ago. But they're all about that, give or take. There you go, 1.3 mil. This is the last one. Be glad to know. I'm just putting them all in now, and then I'm going to go around and torque them all. So again, your Bible, torque settings for the globe, nearly said globe plugs, spark plugs, 14 Newton meters. So I've already set that up. I'm your torque wrench. So just go around them one at a time, get them torqued up. It's not tight, doesn't need to be tight. That's it. These inlets, you want to be careful you're not getting anything in there, obviously, but just from like a cleanliness point of view, I'm talking about anything around the engine, you want to be nice and clean, which is why I hoovered out the area around by the spark plugs. So on top of these cam covers here, you get a lot of grit and dirt, shit build up. And the last thing you want is that finding its way down into the spark plug holes when you take the spark plugs out. So have a good clean up before you take them out. Equally, when you take the inlet manifold off, cover this up. I will cover all these up. But, just trying to give you a good look down inside there. All these are looking quite nice and clean, which is good. That's what you want. I'm actually going to reuse these inlet manifold gaskets. They haven't been on that long, they're not that old, so I'm going to reuse them. Right, so while the inlet manifold's out, I thought I'd show you, that's the bolt around the back I'm talking about. It's difficult to get to. Yeah, so basically that's a 13mm nut there, if you like. It's not as a bolt, but there's a 13mm head and this is a 10mm. So you have to, the little clamp, there's a little clamp around the back as well, you needs to go in there and then you tighten that up on it. So there's the clamp there, there's a little bracket, look. Got to get that in there and then tighten that up, and then there's a little wiring loom, look, and that clips onto that thread, the 10mm thread that I was talking about. That clips on there with a 10mm nut on top. So it is awkward, it is a little bit awkward, but it's not too bad. So here we go. Wish me luck. I leave the bolts in when I'm doing this. I might just have a quick look under here. All these surfaces look pretty good, pretty clean. All these mating surfaces, a little bit of oil, but I think that's to be expected. It's best just to give these things a quick check while you're there. Last thing you want is get all this back on, you've got a leak. They look pretty good. They feel pretty good as well. Right, let's get it back on. Right, all back together, apart from the strut brace. Don't need to put that back on just yet. I just want to be absolutely sure. Start up, get it running. All the breather pipes are on, vacuum hoses. I did that 13mm around the back. I haven't actually put the 10mm nut on yet for the wiring loom. I just want to start up, run it up, make sure it's all tickety boo before I put things back together completely. But for now, I think we're ready to fire it up. You're a bit dirty. Yeah. Dirty people watching Mondeo porn. Dirty, dirty. Yeah. Right. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. That's it. The infamous 10mm nut. 13mm nut, 10mm. Yeah, 10mm nut. Let's have a go. Job does my head in every time. I think I've just got the 10mm nut on now. Just started to get it on there. Oh my god, the fucking 10mm. It's always a 10mm in it.